So what do you like most about the play for immediate family?
What do I like most about this play is that it's happening. I mean, there's so many things to like. First of all, when I first was involved with the reading, I thought, wow, this is a really good play. The way it's written structurally, it combines great technical playwriting with a style that's commercially appetizing. I mean, there's like this play has a mixture of kind of the commercial, I don't want to say Chitlin circuit play, but it definitely has like that real, like Chitlin circuit plays have a realness to them, and they have a certain flavor to them that those type of audiences can connect to. This play kind of just throws a dash that in there, so people go, wow, not only am I getting a great message for this, but I'm having a good damn time. I'm having a good time. So when I was involved with the reading, I said, man, this guy's written a good play about a subject matter that's very relevant and thought-provoking and kind of sensitive, given the current events of our president speaking in affirmation to, or I guess in support of gay rights. And he's written this play 10 years previous to that, but it has a good message in that. And then secondly, it's funny and it's real. The dialogue is real, and it's not, watered down. It's not anything that has less inferior literary merit to it. Like, the literary merit is high, but it's so real and so good that you don't even feel like the playwright's trying too hard. It's like, man, what he wrote is what really happened. So I like that, and I like that he got the Phylicia Rashad to direct it. I mean, come on now. Phylicia Rashad, that's everybody's TV mama. So
right.
When I heard she was directing it, that made the deal so much sweeter that I was able to stick with the reading and do the play and then be directed by the great Phylicia Rashad.
How has it been working with her?
Surreal. From the first day she walked in, she's so regal.
Right.
Everything about her, but it's not a stank regal. It's not a standoffish or a diva. It's just someone who is very knowing. She reminds me of my mother. She reminds me of a couple of aunts I have that it's like they got this little inside joke going because they know something about you that you don't know that they know about you because they're so wise,
Right.
And the way she looks at you is just, you see Claire Huxtable, It's so cute and adoring, and working with her has been a dream because this type of play that she's directing, she has the preeminent, the authoritative eye for family drama, moments. She's so good at pinpointing how each moment should go to tell the story best and move the play along, where people go, they don't know what's next. They don't know what's going, but they do know that they've been taken on a ride and that something real just happened. Mm-hmm. And she has a way of putting that to you as an actor that you can digest it and feel good about what you got. I never felt like she questioned any ability of mine. I never felt like I was on the wrong track. I just always felt like she was just heightening everything we did, just taking everything just a little bit further in that way that only she can.
Good. Very interesting. You play the role in Immediate Family as the brother. Is there anything you can relate to from the character into real life? I mean, have you had any close friends who may have had questions about their sexuality?
Playing Tony and the things he goes through, the things I can relate to first off is just being kind of just goofy, wanting to have fun, just wanting to everybody to have a good time. And in terms of what his brother goes through and his brother's situation with his sexuality and the family and how it's going to be accepted, I have not experienced that yet. And I say yet, I say that yet because I have a cousin who I'm trying to get to come see the play.
Okay.
Who I grew up looking up to him. He played football. He was always big and stocky. And I can't make this up. His name is Jesse. You can Google him. I mean, he played for Joliet West High School. I mean, he was just, and long story short, basically he hasn't come out to the family, but he's brought maybe one or two friends over in the past few years. That now that I'm older, I know. Oh, those are
not really his BFF.
Yeah, it's not really his BFF, you know. And I think the first time I found out that something was different, I was totally oblivious to it because this is the type of person he is. He's very prideful. I did notice as he became older, because let's say I'm 29, so Jesse now he's the oldest cousin. He's 36. So him being older, he became more secretive towards me, but I was always younger than him, so I never thought there was anything different. I was like, I'm just younger than you, so of course you're not going to tell me everything because you're the big cool kid now. You're in high school, you're this, that, and the third. But when I was 17, I never forget a family member of mine, I was eavesdropping on the grown folks' conversation, and somebody called him the F word. And I was floored. I could not believe it. I was like, why would you call him that? You know, why? And this was years ago. I was 17, so I asked my mom about it, and she explained to me that she knew and that nobody was talking about it. And to this day, nobody in my family, I'm kind of airing out some dirty laundry here, but
it's okay.
Nobody in my family has talked about it. He was just here recently for a funeral of our uncle, and again, he brought a friend, the same friend he's been bringing around for about 2 years now, and nobody says a word. So I'm trying to get him to come see the play, and so I use some of those things that I have not spoken about with my Jesse as motivation for what goes on stage here.
So do you feel that being black and gay is still taboo in 2012?
Most definitely. I've been fortunate to have some friends in theater that have spoken candidly about it, and so I kind of get an understanding. The same way a black woman doesn't know how it feels to be a black man, me being a heterosexual black male, I don't know what it feels like to be a homosexual black male in America. But it's been explained to me that it cuts even deeper. Some of the things that I've gone through with police right here in Chicago and Lincoln Park, and all these type of things that are weighted on me just because of my skin color and my size, because I'm kind of an imposing figure where I lift weights, that type of deal. I can almost sympathize, but I can't really empathize with what's going on with them. It's so taboo. Nobody in the church wants to talk about it. You're supposed to fight it, especially if you're religious. I mean, I know I've had some people in my mother's church back home in Peoria, a couple, especially, maybe some choir directors who you assume live an alternate lifestyle, but you see them not really fully being able to enjoy who they are and be themselves 100% around the people that they're supposed to be 100% around. The church says come as you are, be who you are, and I've grown up seeing, certain men fight it. And I've also seen some classmates of mine since I've graduated high school. I've logged on to Facebook and I've seen them totally come out and say, this is who I am, this is who I'm going to be. And I celebrate that. I've had, you get in those Facebook conversations, oh, did you see such and such, or how he's living now, and he's wearing this and he's doing that. And you're like, well, I'm happy for him because he's been bottled up. And it's not fair for him not to be who he is.
Yeah, probably for 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. 30 yeyears. We're getting older, and there's no reason for somebody in America these days to not be accepted for who they are.
I agree.
So it's very taboo, and it's a shame that it is in the African American community.
I agree. So you are not originally from here. Right.
Peoria, Illinois.
Right. So how are you enjoying Chicago, the city?
Yeah, I ain't enjoying this traffic. I'm telling you that much right now. I ain't enjoying these parking tickets. These street sweeping tickets. All of this mess that comes with living in the big city. But I will say, in terms of the theater community, in terms of the social life, like, I'm really loving that much about it. I'm loving it. There's always something to do. There's a nice little lounge on each pocket of the segregated city we live in that you can, what I'm saying? I'm just now kind of getting into the Wicker Park scene,
Okay. All right.
But as far as theater goes, man, hands down.
Okay.
Number one, because
So it's been a blessing.
oh, blessing beyond comparison. I mean, me being in this play right now is the biggest blessing that I could ever think of. My mother's very proud of me because, honestly, I could be in a movie with Don Cheadle, Jeffrey Wright, Leonardo DiCaprio, but if it ain't directed by Tyler Perry, my mama gonna be like, "Oh, really? That's nice. That's real nice." So, did you get in touch with Tyler though? Did you talk to Tyler, baby? You need to get in touch with Tyler. Tyler Perry gonna hook you up. That ain't how my mama talk,
right.
but you know.
Gotcha.
You know
Well,
what
he
I'm
was
saying?
just here to let your
Yeah,
mom know.
yeah. My mama sees it, and it's funny because every time she comes out of the place, she always just says, "It was good." I'm like, "That's it, mama. It was good.
Okay.
That's it." But what I'm saying is that for her to be proud of me for this, I mean, I think the fact that it's the type of play that she really liked it, and then she also was just proud that her baby was being directed by Felicia Rashad.
Right.
So
Huge accomplishment.
I wouldn't even say it's an accomplishment. I would say, like you said before, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything to deserve it, but it's a blessing. And my mama's proud, and she seen me do other abstract, esoteric and existentialist type plays and stuff. So for her to come and see something that's a little bit more down to earth and real, I'm happy for it. I'm happy for the blessing.
I agree. What about, do you feel like a Chicago celebrity? Are you catching any fame?
Nah. I wish. No. I'm that's one thing about the theater is that you got to do it for the realness of it. You got to do it for the strength, for the love of it, for the craft, the art, the artistry, because it ain't like TV. TV, you can have people waiting out the door for you, but theater, people really respect what you do. And they respect the words, the playwright. Mm-hmm. They look at the whole artistic collaboration and not just the actor, which is really good, which is really what it's supposed to be about. Whereas television and film, you just see that person on the big screen and people fall in love with them, and that'd be nice too, but here in Chicago, nobody knows me, and that's kind of good.
Right. So what about, I was talking to some friends in the age group of 25 to 40, mm-hmm. and the conversation was with a couple of girls, and I was like, I just don't see the black African-American professional men coming out to support black plays.
Right.
And I think it's just, a shame. It's almost to the point where it's embarrassing. So what do you feel? And then I posed the same question to a guy, I think he may be early 40s. Mm-hmm. So I'll say he's still a little young. Mm-hmm.
That's still young. 40 is the new 40.
Right, 40 is 40, baby.
Right.
So, I was telling him, like, there are a couple of plays at the Goodman. You should definitely come and check it out. And he was like, I'll come out. And I said, oh, you should bring your boys, He was like, now that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
So we went into this entire conversation, and he was like, it's just, they won't come and support it. It's just different.
It's not something...
I have the puzzle face, blank stare.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
My thought on it is, I would say this. I'm a member of a fraternity. The first, the oldest,
Alpha.
the coldest, and the boldest. Right. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Epsilon Kappa Chapter. Bradley University. And the brothers that are in my chapter, some of my closest frat brothers, when I told them I was doing plays, they're like, okay, well, good luck with that. Good luck. They weren't necessarily looking forward to seeing what it was about or finding out or coming to see it, but I kept inviting them. I keep inviting them, and they keep coming. And now they're sending me text messages like, oh, man, I heard you in a play, man. You going to get us tickets? We coming to see you. So it's something that, just like anything else, is new to us. To some of us, I will say that. I mean, when you talk about professional black males and the plays, if a woman isn't dragging you along, or it's not something you can impress a woman with, it's most likely not on your radar of entertainment. But I think one thing that the companies that do cater towards African Americans need to do is continue to work that into their marketing. And I think that this play is doing a good job of it. I mean, it's on certain radio stations. My girl just heard it the other day. She was like, baby, your play is on I forgot which one she said, 107.5 or something like that. It just continuously bringing them out because they will come. You know, I think especially for this type of play, I think that this is a great play if it's for that brother's first time going to the show. I'd rather him come see this than the Iceman Cometh. You know, and no disrespect towards Mr. O'Neill and the people who directed that show that just closed. Great show, but let's be for real. You know, if it's your first play going experience, this one is only an hour and a half.
Right.
It moves, you laugh, you cry, you with us the whole time. Whereas Iceman Cometh was like 4.5 hours. You know what I mean? So we just need to market better. I think brothers will start coming out if the marketing is geared towards them. I don't think the plays have to be necessarily geared towards them. We are. In terms of a demographic, black men are educated. We're very well-rounded. We just need people to say, hey, have you checked this out? And a lot of times it's not marketed to us. And a lot of these theaters are not doing plays that would speak to us.
Right.
You know, so that's why there's an importance of like Impact and Congo Square and ETA. Those theaters are really important because it's not often that other theaters are doing that. Now, there's some exceptions to the rules. I know, you know, I've done plays at Victory Gardens that speak to us, Court Theater, you know, but for the most part, not too many.
What keeps you motivated to get up, come to practice, and have the same energy? Like,
my motivation just comes from just trying to do the best I can. Excellence in everything. You know, I learned that when I pledged. You want to be excellent in everything you do. And when you take on the responsibility of being a character that somebody's written, that's my motivation every day, is to try to become that character more and more every time I get on that stage. How can I figure out a way to live this in the same moment? And that takes practice. That takes a lot of preparation. It takes, you know, warm-ups. It takes a lot of things. So my motivation is, okay, I'm going out here on a Wednesday night in front of an audience, and my responsibility is to live real. To be real, to be in the moment, to be focused, and that means I got to get my sleep. I gotta read that script. I gotta warm up. I gotta do all those type of things, you know. So that's my motivation, and hopefully, as I continue to work through this, the parts become better and better. The directors become different. I like working with different directors. This time it's Felicia Rashad. Who knows? One day I hope to work with a Robert Falls, you know, or work with I was going to say Derek Sanders, but I've worked with him before, you know. But it's really cool working with different directors. But Tyler Perry. But you know, that's what motivation is. You gotta try your best in each role to be able to get that next delicious role.
do you see yourself moving out of Chicago eventually?
I was about to say all the time, but nah. It all depends, man. I'm loving the theater here.
Okay.
I'm loving the stuff that I'm doing. If that ever dries up, if that the opportunities become less frequent, then I have to look towards moving somewhere else. But if the community is treating me the way it's treating me now, I see no reason to move. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? In terms of television, I did an episodic with Boss. I mean, it's no big thing, but at least that was an opportunity. Yeah, I got to act opposite T.I.
There you go.
You know? So, you know, those opportunities are here in Chicago for us. Not big movie opportunities, but, you know, a little something to whet your palate on TV and voiceovers and stuff. I'm making my rent on the South Side, so hey, I see no reason to move yet.
If you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would it be?
Really damn goofy, I would say. I mean,
maybe I should say 3 other adjectives.
Let's see here. 3 other adjectives. I would say, okay, here we go. Random.
What's random about you?
I would say, man, you have to be around people who know me. I'll do certain movements. Whatever comes on my mind, I'll do weird stuff.
Okay.
I'm weird. I'm random. Second one is driven.
Okay.
And the third is passionate.
And you're passionate about?
Things. I'm passionate about things that matter to me. You know, I'm passionate about the artistry. I'm passionate about love. Discipline. You know, trying to become a little less religious, but at the same time more spiritually disciplined. Those type of things. I'm passionate about that. Passionate about working out. Like whenever I do something, I try to do it to the extreme. Just really go hard after it and see what comes from that. Because if you only go half, then there's no payoff.
Right.
You don't know what could have been.
Well, I won't hold you. And who's your favorite person that interviewed you?
Oh, you, of course. Those eyes.
All right.
Makes it so much easier.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.